Hey folks, it's Vic Noble here with your weekly trade example for the week ending February the 10th of 2012. And this is a trade, I got to show you this trade today. This was something else. It was a trade that was taken by a couple of our longtime Coaches Corner members, Shirley Hudson and Dave Deming. And of course, Shirley and Dave have both become very, very good traders, and it's sure an asset for us to have them with us in the Coaches Corner. But I have to say, you know what? They had to come up through the ranks like everyone else who learns how to trade, but they never quit. And they were willing to learn, and boy, has it ever paid off for them. But that's another story for another day. But let's have a look at what they did. And by the way, you know what was cool about this trade? They took the exact same trade setup at exactly the same price and got out for exactly the same profit. I mean, it was unbelievable, really wild, and they had absolutely no communication with each other. This is the Australia-US dollar pair. It had rallied up, first of all, to this level here, which we thought might stop. But like what we do is when it hits these levels is don't just trade them, see what the lower time frames do, because we're day trading here, right? Is there going to be a setup that we can take? Well, nothing happened in here, and it kept going up, and it hit this next level up, which used to be resistance over here. When you pick these levels out like this, I don't know. I mean, if it was going to go up anymore, I'd look for this level here. It may or may not stop here. We don't know, right? All we can do is just watch the reaction. Here's the daily. This was on the 8th. Look at this. Forms a doji right there. Well, what it did after that was very interesting. It started to go higher into the, this is the 8th right here where it peaked out, and look at it went down here. So from the 7th up to the 8th, the price is going up, but the MACD is going down. So this is what we call MACD negative divergence, and it was what we call qualified. We have ways of qualifying it. But you know what else was really something? And this is something that will really, really serve you well, is that while this was hitting this peak right here, what we do is we don't trade anything in isolation. In other words, there's correlations with this and the S&P 500, quite close correlations actually, and with the stock indices in general. So when you start to integrate all of that with your trading, it can really, I mean, it can give you such more confidence in taking a trade and really confirm your trade for you. This was an incredibly good level on the stock markets as well. So it could be some big things happening right now. We'll have to watch and see what happens over the next few days, but this is a very, very interesting point that we're at right now. So on the hourly chart, what they did is they both sold this pair as it rallied up, and then it went down. It went. What was very interesting is there were several ways to get into this trade, and they took what's called a noble entry in this area here, and they got short at 108.14. Both of them, same price. And as it went down, they covered part of their position down here for 20 pips. And then as it went down even further, see this level here that used to be resistance, and then it became, when it broke through it, it was resistance again here, broke through it, touched it for support, and they just felt, hey, that'd be a good level. And again, they weren't talking to each other or emailing or nothing. They both just saw this. And that's from years and years of consistency of what they're doing. And I tell you something, it pays off. And that's where they got out. 107.44 actually is where they both took profits. So they got, well, I know Shirley, I don't know exactly where Dave's stop was, but Shirley's was a 15 pip risk, and she averaged 45 pips out of this. So that was a 3-to-1 reward to risk on this. And like I say, when you start to read market conditions, you know when you can hold a trade for longer profits. And this one actually really took off. Hey, you know what? You don't lament over this. This is a great day trade to hear. And yeah, it went down further, but so you get it. There'll be a lot more trade setups. Okay, so I just wanted to point out the idea that when you learn to read the technicals and the fundamentals correct, and you apply them consistently, then you can expect to start getting similar results to people that are consistently profitable, like Dave and Shirley. I mean, you're never going to get the exact same results, but they can be similar. You can see these similar setups. The fact that they got the exact same results is like Dave said, we were emailing around later, he said it's something like out of the Twilight Zone. You get the exact same numbers. That was pretty amazing. So what I hope you can take away from today's weekly trade example is that, if you'll commit to learning just one or two patterns, it's all you need. You don't have to be trying to do everything, jumping around. It's just a kiss of death when you do that. If you just learn one or two patterns, and if you'll also commit to learning how to read conditions and apply proper risk controls and all that kind of thing, then you're going to give yourself a fair chance. Because if you don't get to that commitment level, how is it ever going to happen, right? I tell you something, and I don't mean this just to be rah-rah, but you can do this. You know, believe me, I have seen a lot of amazing stories unfold in my years of doing this. I mean, in the coach's corner right now, I'm seeing some traders turning the corner to profitability right now. Others are still developing, right? This isn't a race, and it's going to take a bit of time. That's why they're in there. They're willing to put in that time, and it's different for everyone. But the bottom line is, you know, you've got to get started. You got to get to that level. You say, okay, I'm going to do this, and away you go. It's like anything else. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. You guys have a great weekend. As always, you know what? I'm here to help. So if you have any questions, you just let me know, okay? Alrighty? Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll be back at the end of next week with another weekly trade example for you. Thanks so much.